What's up, team? Good morning, good morning. All right, so yeah, I'm in my flannel again because it's cold. Nobody judge me. It's cold here in Texas, man. All right, guys, so all right, guys. So how's everybody doing this morning? Hope everyone had a good weekend. Let's get back to trading. Whew. And what can I do with short? So with short, that's how you short stocks, man. Look, man, just stick around, Cola, and watch me trade. All right, look, I got you, Cola. So let me pull this up real quick to help you out, man. Let's see what my account's at. I think my account's. I looked at it. I peeked at it over the weekend, and I think my account broke 700. But they might not have taken commissions out yet, since sometimes they do that the next day. Let me see what my account's at. Yeah. I'm at 685, just about 700 bucks in profit in this account. And so yeah, so if you want to short a stock, you pick your limit order, you do a market order, and then you just click short right here. And then whenever you're covering, when you're trying to get out of a short position, you actually click buy. And so, say I wanted to short, it's not going to let me here with AMD, but say I wanted to short 100 shares with AMD, I would click short. And then when it was time to get out of the trade, I would click buy, and it would exit out of the position. And so that's what would happen. Now, if you're trying to get out of it, and right here it says you don't have any position to sell, then it's probably because you have a stop loss set. So like, say you see this order right here, you go cancel it, you cancel your stop, and then you click sell, and you'll get out of the position. And so that's how you do it. No, that doesn't have anything to do with it. GONFER. The reason they're asking you if you're employed is because they're trying to make sure you're not going to use their platform for business purposes, because they're going to charge you a different amount if you're using them for your business. That's why they're asking you if you're employed. They're also asking if you're employed to see if you're going, for tax reasons. It's going to be for tax reasons. That's why they're asking you if you're employed. It doesn't really have anything to do with whether they're going to let you have the account or not. At least I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's for tax reasons, and it's to make sure that you're not going to use their platform and their services and as like a business, What's up, other cousin? Yeah, no stress, Cola. No worries, bro. How's the music this morning? What's the level like? I always got to check the level with this music. How's the level like? Level good? Alright, let's take a look at what's moving. Alright, so top of our watch list this morning, RDHL. RDHL looking solid here. Big gap up. Gapping up from 690s to 870s here. Huge gap up all the way to 990s at one point. Almost to $10. Back down to 870s now. And so we'll watch this one. But yeah, this one's my main watch. We also have CEI. Penny stocks are moving today. So if you like penny stocks, they're definitely moving this morning. This one's gapping up from 264 to 411. CEI gapping up from 264 to 411. Looks solid as well. We got WMGI, which is gapping up from 2201 to 2885. So a strong gap up with decent volume for this one as well. We'll watch that. We also have Yuma, some boring ones. Let's see what else we got. We got EOLS gapping up some. We've got NIO gapping up some. I know that one's tradable. We got KPTI. I'll watch KPTI. We got TWOU gapping up some. We've got Race here. Definitely a more expensive stock with a huge range, but we'll watch it. TDS, we got Marvel. What's it? I'm watching Marvel. I'm watching UA. I'm watching CRC. The SPY is super bullish this morning. It's up to 308. Look at this move on the SPY, guys. So the market is just running up today. So it's up to 308, well past the previous lifetime highs. And we've broken those previous lifetime highs in the SPY. In the last 3 minutes, we've broken the previous lifetime highs in the overall market. If you look at this here, the previous highs were like Friday. Or no, the previous highs were Thursday at 304.50s. And just since today, we are $4 past that, and it looks very, very strong. So we'll see what happens with the overall market. Usually when it's up this much in pre, I think it might dip back down some, and, you know, once the market hours actually happen. But who knows? This thing could start to run. You know, anything that's good for the U.S. economy, I'm happy with. And so, you know, naturally, I always want the market to go up, you know, just because I hold IRAs and stuff like that. And so I think, of course, I want the market to go up for savings reasons, but also for the economy. When the market's up, the economy's doing well, and yeah, the market's definitely up today, guys. So good news for the market. Yes, they're gonna ask you for your ID and all that stuff. I mean, if you're from this, the reason they never asked me that stuff for like my license or anything like that, but the reason they didn't is because they can automatically look my info up since I'm a US citizen. So they can look up my information. It's already in their system from taxes, and so they'll be able to just kind of look me up easily. For you, they might not be able to look you up since you're in Portugal and they're located in the US, and so they're probably asking you that for verification reasons. I don't know for sure though. Not an investment professional, not liable if anybody messes this up. I'm just giving you my opinion, my pure opinion. Not 100% sure. The best thing to always do is to reach out to them and ask them, because I am not 100% sure either way. I don't even know where you're signing up. I don't even know what platform you're signing up for. And so this is pure opinion based off of my previous experience. Yeah, we had daylight savings time here in the US. And so we actually got an extra hour of sleep. For me, it doesn't matter. I have 2 kids. They wake up like a natural alarm clock at the same time every day. So for me, it really doesn't matter. But for everybody else, they're enjoying an extra hour of sleep in the US. Good morning from Berlin. What's up, man? What's up, bro? It's cold here in Texas, guys. You see I got my flannel on, you know. Alright. But yeah, that's the market today, team. I've already made my coffee because, again, like I said, I have a natural alarm clock anyway. You know, you get an extra hour of sleep here from daylight savings time, but I naturally woke up at like 6:30 today, regardless of any of that. So, and it was light outside, which I wasn't used to. Usually it's dark. Did you watch Clay's trade video from Friday? Clay traders? No, I didn't. But shout out to Clay Trader. I don't dislike Clay Trader. I used to watch his videos when I first got started, and he kind of scales into positions. Like this system that I have now is kind of like his trades. His are a little bit different. What he does is he uses his buying power. What we're gonna call, what's the blackjack, or no, what's the roulette strategy where you just continue to double down your I want to say position, but it's not a trade. You continue to double down on your bets until it's favorable for you, until you win. It's called the Mallinckrodt. No, it's called some type of roulette strategy. That is basically the equivalent of what Clay Trader does. He uses his buying power to give himself the best chance of success. And like I said, I'm not even hating on him for that. Dorman Trading? Never heard of them. Oh, why do Arizona not change the day? I don't know, man. Here in Texas, we're an hour earlier now. Or we're an hour later now, you know. Usually when I wake up, it's dark. It's not dark today. It's light outside as soon as I woke up. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've watched Clay Trader for years. Like I said, I originally, and listen, I can't hate on him. Like this is the thing, right, with his strategy. If he can make it work, he can make it work. I'm not one to down anybody's strategy. Like, if they make it work, they make it work, right? The problem with this, though, and I'll give you guys some input. The problem with this is when it does not work. That's the problem. You can scale in and you're still going to win a majority of the time. It's very similar to what I'm doing, which is what I said. The biggest question with this new system is when it fails, how big is that fail going to be? And the way I get around that is I give myself a set share size. So like basically, if I'm going to jump in, I'm going to give myself a maximum share size before I get into the trade. So say I want to take 1,000 shares, right? That's the most shares I can take in that trade, and I keep my risk at that. I keep my risk at the same level as, I keep my risk at that same level. With 1,000 shares, I know what my risk is with 1,000 shares. If it goes in my direction earlier than that, sure, I can take a smaller win, and that's fine. But if it goes up to my preferred entry and I scale in with my full sizing, my risk is staying the same. I'm not just going to keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it until it works. Because when it does, it might work a majority of the time doing that, but when it does not work, it's going to compensate for all the times it did plus some, and you're going to take a huge loss. And so with that said, the key to that type of trading is giving yourself a defined risk and sticking to it. Like if I want to scale in with 1,000 shares and I add 200 and I add 200 and I add 200 and I add 200 and I add 200, right? And then I finally get that 1,000 shares, I'm going to keep my risk at like 10 cents. So my risk is like $100, right? If it breaks that 10-cent level, I have to get out and just accept that loss. But if you're just going to keep adding to it and adding to it until it works for you, again, the problem with that is that eventually it's not going to work, and that loss is going to far outweigh the times it does. And so that's the key to that style of trading. And it's all about giving yourself a defined risk level before you get into the trade, and giving yourself a maximum share size before you get into the trade. Because if you don't set those limits for yourself, again, it's very tempting to just add to it and add to it and add to it and add to it. And that's not what you want to do. Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I've watched his, like I've been saying that. What's the roulette strategy? I gotta look it up. It's like something with an M. I can't think of the name of it. The Martingale roulette strategy. I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but it looks an awful lot like that, Again, I can't say for sure because I don't ever see him live. It's been a while since I watched his videos, and I like Clay Trader. I think Clay Trader does some solid videos for the trading community, so I'm not hating on him in any regard. I just don't know his risk, his risk tolerance and his risk management. I don't know it, and I don't understand it, and he might be doing it correctly. I'm not trying to hate on him. It seems an awful lot like the Martingale roulette strategy, which is basically, and I can break it down real quick, give somebody a gambling lesson in here, but so the Martingale roulette strategy, is basically like, roulette, you have like it's like a 40-something% chance of winning, right? It would be 50%, but they have the green slots that they can land in. And so the Martingale roulette strategy says you bet $1, and if it wins, if it lands and you win and you bet $1, you stay the same color. So you say you bet $1 on red, right? And you win. You walk away as soon as you win. If you don't win, you double it. You bet $2 on red. If you don't win then, you double it again. You bet $4 on red. And you do that up to 6 or 7 times. It's either 6 or 7 times. And so your chances of winning are great. How many times is the ball going to land on the same opposing color 7 times in a row? It seems extremely unlikely, right? And it is relatively unlikely for the ball to land on the same opposing color as you 6 or 7 times in a row. It's very unlikely, right? But it's not impossible, and it's going to happen eventually. So yeah, you might go to the casino and play roulette and use the Martingale roulette strategy and win a majority of the times. That's fine. The issue here is when you do not win, which is going to happen. It's going to land 7 times in the other thing eventually. When you lose there, you are losing way more than you're ever going to win doing that. And so that's the problem. Like, yeah, if you want to make a quick buck, doing it that way, fine. But just realize eventually you're going to lose doing that, and it's going to be a big loss. You're going to lose everything. And so that's the Martingale, roulette strategy, and it's the equivalent of what some people do in their trading, and you can do it with trading too, and you'll win a majority of the time doing it. The issue is when you do not win, and trading's not really as set in stone as statistically, easy to evaluate as roulette is. And so you got to be careful. Right, you just got to have a big enough bank account. What's up, James? What's up, bro? Yeah, I got you. Hold on. My bad. There you go. Alright. But now let's stop talking about gambling. And like I said, I don't know if that's what he's doing. I like Clay Trader. Don't get me wrong. Hey, buddy. What you doing, man? What you doing, bud?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, buddy. I love you. Alright, I'm gonna go give my kids a hug goodbye, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, guys. Yeah, happy Monday to you, brother. What's up, Emmanuel? Right, but that's if you're doing it with $1, though. Joggle. That's if you're doing it with $1. Roulette, they won't let you do it with $1. Roulette, your minimum is like what, like $20? And so if you do it for $20, let's see. Yeah, if you do it with $20, let's go ahead and calculate this real quick. So if you do it with $20, right? So $20 is the first one, that's one. $40 is the second one, two. $80 is the third one, that's three. $160 is four. What is that? 380 or no, 320 is five. Let's see. 640 is what you're going to be risking with that method. If you use the lowest stakes, which most people aren't going to use. I think that's right, right? Let's see, 20 times 2. So you lose 20 times 2, or 40 times 2, times 2, times 2, times 2. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, so I mean, you're risking $640. You know, and like I said, $640, it does, for us traders, that's not a lot of money, you know. But when you lose, you're going to lose $640. And so say you go a few times and you win $20, you win $30, you win $40 doing it. You win on your second try, you win on your first try, you win on your third try, you know, you win $100, $200, right? And you're like, man, this keeps working. So you keep going back, you know, you win your little $40, you win your little, you know, $100, whatever it is you win, right? And you're like, man, this keeps working, right? And then eventually you use $640, right? You're still down $300. You know, you might have won $200 doing it the right way, but eventually you're going to lose and you're down $600. It's going to compensate for those times you win, trust me. And even though the roulette spinning on the same color 6 times in a row seems improbable, it is improbable, but it's not impossible, and it will happen. All right. ERYP FPAY NBY OPGN CANF. Yeah, penny stock's not looking bad, Scott. We got some penny stocks that are moving this morning. All right, we're getting Mitch in here. Yo, what's up, man? What do you think of a gap close reversal? Look at MYGN on Friday. The top was 7 cents below an old close in May 2019. Yeah, I mean, I like gap fails. Like Mitch put out a really good video this weekend on gap fails. Those are my favorites. One of my favorite strategies with gaps, just because they happen a ton. Yo, you there? If you're there, I can't hear you. Let me see. Let me pause the music. See if we get Mitch in here.
Yo.
There he is. What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
Alright, I'm gonna turn you up. Let me turn the music down, and then try to get it to that right. There you go. How's that, guys? Let me know how that is. Say something.
What's up?
Here, keep talking. I'm gonna check it on my end. So just talk to him, Mitch.
What's going on, guys? What's up?
Yeah, that works. That works. Alright, so we got a good level. Alright, team. Let's do this. So yeah, like I said, I liked Mitch's video this weekend on gap fills. I think it works super well.
Yep. Definitely, without a doubt. Both ways, honestly.
Yep.
I did the short gap, but eventually I'll do the long side too.
I just think it's so much more likely that they fail. I think if you look at all the gaps, like big gaps especially, if you look at them and you statistically evaluate how many times they fail versus succeed, I think a large majority of times, and it's going to be dependent on the sector and the stock, but I think a large majority of the times they're going to fail. And I think that at least above average, like over 50%. I think if you look at them in that regard, I think most of them are going to fail. I'll put it this way. I think if we take my morning watch list for the last year and we tally how many times gaps failed versus succeeded, the fails are going to far outweigh the successions. So, we'll see what happens, but that's my take on it. The market is death. Beautiful statement. Market's running up. You seen the market today, Mitch?
Job numbers, man.
Yeah, man. Running up to 308s, man. Lifetime highs. Alright, so let's go ahead and start looking up some news. It's that time of the day. Look up some news. The market opens up in 40 minutes. Oh no, my trade ideas just died. What happened? What happened, man? I hope my computer doesn't act up like it did the other day. That'd be terrible. There we go. I don't know what happened, man. Alright, let's go ahead and look up some news. Alright. Alright, so first one's first, team. Let's go ahead and we're going to start looking at RDHL, which is one of my favorite ones. RDHL. I don't know if this one's tradable. I don't really think it is, most likely. I can check it really quick. I don't think it's tradable for us. It's not.
No.
WMGI is, though. WMGI. EOLS. KPTI.
Yeah, that's probably the next one I like.
Yeah.
I don't really like those at the top. My first one would be KPTI.
Yeah, I mean, just for the gappers though, these are. Let me look at. I'm gonna look at RDHL real quick, just because it's a huge gapper. Let's get started. So, all right. So RDHL is up after the company announced FDA approval of its Talicia for treatment of H. pylori in adults. And so FDA approval for RDHL. That's why it's moving like it is. It's FDA approval. We'll see what happens with this one, but a really solid gap up from 690s to 850. We're going to look at CEI as well. Both of these I can't really trade, but this one doesn't have any type of catalyst that I can see necessarily here. So we'll move on from this one. If you know why CEI is moving, let me know. We got WMGI, a huge push here, definitely tradable stock. And this one is up after the company agreed to be acquired by Stryker Corporation. That's an acquisition, which is SYK for $30.75 per share. So SYK acquisition for this company. And unfortunate, usually these don't move as well, but big acquisition here. We'll move on from this one now. Then we also have EOLS gapping up a little bit here. Looks all right. KPTI gapping up. Not the best volume though, honestly, for KPTI. It's a little dull.
It's just morning volume.
Yeah. Let's see. KPTI is up after it narrowed its third quarter loss and revenue exceeded the estimates, and shares are up more than 3%. So yeah, the oncology-focused pharmaceutical company posted this is per MT Newswires, and it says, quote, the oncology-focused pharmaceutical company posted a third quarter loss of 67 cents per share, which was narrower than the loss of 79 per share in that same period a year ago. And it also beat expectations compiled by Capital IQ for a loss of 82 cents per share. Total revenue of $13.1 million was up from $239,000 in the same period a year ago, so it's definitely improved in profitability from a year ago. And they also topped the street projection of $1.8 million. So interesting one here for sure. A lot of good catalysts here for KPTI earnings specifically. So we'll see what happens with that one. I like it. What else we got? We got Race. We got TWOU. TWOU gapping up some. Let's see what this one shows us. This one is up. I don't see any new catalysts for TWOU, so we'll have to come back to that one if we can find something here. We also have Race, RACE, which
for KPTI, the big support on the daily is 13.
Okay.
Just a big price point to watch it today. It's at 1350s. 13s would be the big support underneath it.
Yeah, I like that. I like the whole dollars generally. I'll mark that down. 13. All right, and so we can look up Race real quick. Race is up after they had third quarter EPS that beat estimates and revenue was better than their projections. They also increased their full year guidance as well. So all around good news for the third quarter results for RACE for Race. We'll see what happens with it. We got Under Armour that's down. Under Armour is down. UA.
You see that new movie coming out, Ford versus Ferrari?
That looks good, man. Honestly, it looks good.
I'm just laughing over here. I'm like, yo, how much did Ford pay for this one?
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. They're paying some sponsorship money for that stuff, man.
Yeah.
All right. So UA is down after they reported third quarter earnings of 23 cents per share, which beat the analyst consistent estimate of 18 cents.
With Under Armour, it's not really has to do with their earnings report. Earnings report's actually a good one. The real problem in Under Armour is supposed talk of that the accounting numbers are wrong and that they've been messing with their numbers and that they could get possible investigation because of that.
Uh-oh. Under Armour, man. It also says here it's also an 8% decrease from the earnings of 25 cents per share from a year ago. So that was also down as well.
Yeah, they increased guidance though, so everything was at least numbers wise not a bad thing. It was a good earnings report.
I'm gonna go to the restroom, so I'm gonna throw you up, Mitch. Hold it down, bro. If you want to look up the SPY news, you can. Just source it and here. Let me throw Mitch up.
No worries. We'll just keep moving along here.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on Under Armour.
I have a couple more ones that we can look at. We can talk about McDonald's. I know McDonald's is down today. That's a bigger stock. You guys can look at this one. On the daily chart, we're seeing a knockdown underneath 200. And 200 is going to be a key price point to see if the stock can get back above. The stock is looking like it's heading down towards support. Support would be at 190s. A lot of traders watching this one today. McDonald's up at 190. High price value, but you just have to learn how to trade it. All right, moving on from that one. You guys can look at another one I'll call out here, BlackBerry. BlackBerry is actually up on the day. What we're going on in BlackBerry, we have a news kind of potential kind of deal that went through right now with Amazon, essentially selling BlackBerry phones on Amazon. And so I think it'll give it a little pop. I don't think this one has too much room to run here, but I think it could run maybe to $6 or a little bit above that. So that's BlackBerry there, guys. Another one we can look at is Sprint. Sprint reported earnings today. That one we can go off of also. Not the biggest move there, and also not my favorite. Uh, Another one that got a downgrade. We got a downgrade in WWE. You got that downgrade in WWE. That definitely is pulling the stock down here on the daily chart. You see about 7 million shares being traded yesterday, the day before, and so that's what we're going to look for. High volume in this one. Big time support there at 56, right above it. And then the next level below it is all the way down towards that 40. So keep an eye on WWE, that World Wrestling Entertainment. Anyone like some WWE out there? What's going on, guys? All right, another one we're going to look at, guys. Let's go ahead and keep moving along here. We got the cannabis stocks starting to really find a low here. I'm starting to really like CGC for a potential swing trade. Seeing this one on the weekly chart. We look on the weekly chart, we can see that we're starting to really meet that support there. I think it's one of those stocks that you can use the low, the last low, which is 1746. Maybe try to get it long there. If not, then these could potentially keep coming down and go a little further down here. All right, let's go ahead and check out the overall market news here. All right. All right, what's going on, guys? Just catching up with the chat here. We got someone asking about how do you see it if it check it on Tefs Traders. You want to use your trade manager. Trade manager, you're going to find it in the top column under trade. And under trade manager, you'll click the symbol. On the left side, you'll be able to go ahead and search up any symbol there. And it'll go ahead and let you know if it's tradable.
What's up, guys? We day trade, Devin, mostly. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? What's up, man? Prefer MMA over what? Oh yeah, over WWE. It's still real to me, damn it. You know, I'm not gonna hate on WWE. I think that they have a good market, and that I think they have a good market in that like people watch, like I remember I watched it growing up. Like I watched growing up. I love Sting and all them, all the old wrestlers. Once I reached a certain age, I stopped watching it though. It, I think some people hold on to their childhood and so they keep watching it, and I think there's a good market for adults and kids for it, and so that's why it's so successful, is because some people hold on to their childhoods, and I think it gets kids and adults.
And Wanda Watson is going to be in play today, guys. Is a smaller stock, NIO. This one we used to play a long time ago, but NIO reported deliveries about 2,500 units up, so it's about 9% up on pre-market. Definitely traders are watching this one. It's already almost traded 1 million shares, but this one is heavily traded. So just be careful, guys. It's in a tight range. Look to see a big breakout in this one if you are looking for this. Other than that, we will get a move probably in McDonald's, like Precise put up their CEO kind of being removed, Steve Esterbrook.
From McDonald's,
And so, of course, supposedly it's a mid relationship with an employee. Man got caught.
Honestly,
Man got caught.
My man's using this position in power. He's dating those employees, man.
I mean, hey, our commander in chief,
Right, you got to get him out, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, honestly, listen, it's not that I dislike Trump. I don't dislike Trump. But I think everybody trying to act like what's her name is, I'm not even going to start. Everybody trying to act like Trump's wife is like some angelic, wholesome lady. Like, come on now, man. This might be the first lady in history that's obviously, in that for the money, man. Let's be real here. Anyways, I'm not even going to touch on it. I'm not even going to say it. And listen, like I said, you guys know how I feel about politics. I'm anti-politics. I don't like either side. I hate both sides here. I'm just from the outside looking in. That's it. I'm gonna move on now. That's to not be too partial, but.
All right, so guys, one of the biggest things that I'm gonna be looking at, guys, is at the end of the day, we're looking for stocks that are down and pushing back up. We had trade talk wars, all that. We're looking for stocks that are coming back here, guys. I think a lot of the stocks we need to look at are stocks that are lower on the daily chart than at the top. At the top is kind of like trading the SPY right now on the upside. It's still been moving straight up, but you never know when that down day or pullback is going to happen. So I always like to look for stocks that are kind of what we call laggers to the overall market. There's market leaders and then there's market laggers. Well, I'm looking for a lagger, someone that daily chart is somewhere in between the 52-week range, and that we can look for resistance to hold and a breakout to come.
Yeah, Tyrell, I had to hold that back, man. I had to hold it back. Listen, I'm not hating on Trump, man. I'm not hating on him. Listen, I'll put it this way. I agree with some of his policies, and I disagree with other policies that he has. And I think he's stupid. But, anybody that's tweeting the stuff he tweets, I mean, you look at it objectively, you're going to be like, that dude's dumb. Now, I'm not saying he's bad or good. I agree with some of his stuff. I disagree with other stuff, How it should be, I guess. Yeah, man. How about that SureTrader? We'll come back to news in a second, but how about that SureTrader closing its doors? Everybody hear about that? Mitch, you hear about that? SureTrader closed its doors.
Well, I mean, I think one of the things had to do with the hurricane. They probably lost their infrastructure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think SureTrader closing its doors, man, moving everybody over to a CFD broker. Everybody from SureTrader that was hating on us for trading CFDs, what are they going to do now, man? I kept telling people, this is what I kept telling people. People would say, oh, TradeNet's a scam, yada, 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 right? And I would tell people, I say, with SureTrader, why do you think SureTrader has so many shorts available? The reason they had so many shorts available is because they were taking the opposing side of your trade and making a market for your shorts. That's why, And so everybody was sitting there saying, oh, I'm on SureTrader. TradeNet's a scam. I'm sitting there like, no. Like, Sure Trader's doing the same thing. They're making a market for your shorts. They're taking the opposing side of your trade. So that's why there's so many shorts available there. And now, they're moving it over to a CFD platform. I just wonder what's going to happen here. That's a big hole in the market now. Because you guys know I have a lot of videos on Sure Trader. I have, I used to trade on Sure Trader, so I can experience it. But definitely big news in the market. It's just about, I wonder if everybody's going to switch, Mitch and John. What's up, Shreep? What's up, man?
Man, I'm reading bad news here, man. I'm disappointed.
With what?
Molson Coors Brewing. Coors Brewer, man. Coors Light, man. The Rockies, the as cold as the Rockies.
I'm a Bud Light guy over Coors. That's what I'm saying.
Can you imagine these guys are gonna go ahead and now move their headquarters from Denver to Chicago?
Do it, man. Nobody likes Denver, Mitch. They're getting out of there. They're like, you know what? Mitch is here. I'm out.
That's actually the wrong thing, man.
Bro.
You're killing. This is where the beer people are, not in Chicago.
Yeah.
You're gonna cut hundreds of jobs to speed up how you make your beer, and in the process, gonna now change your brewing company. Now can't even be called a brewing company. Now they got to be like Budweiser and be called a beverage company.
Hey, they said, look, Mitch is there. I'm getting out, man.
Oh, good Lord. They're going to get destroyed by that. Just wait.
A little bit of in between.
I'm calling it now. Say goodbye to Coors. Oh, good Lord. I can't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, Luke, I understand that, but if you look at their fees and their commission structure, it's pretty high, man. Like I had a few people looked into it. First of all, you're paying $100 a month solely for their platform on this new F1, whatever it's called. The commissions are way higher, and so, like I said, everybody has their pros and cons. To answer Devin, yeah, I'm using Tefs and TradeNet. They're not bad. I've been using them for a year or so now. And of course, like we always say, some platforms are going to be better at different things than others. Where TradeNet doesn't have penny stocks, maybe this new F1 platform for CFDs will let you trade penny stocks. But there's going to be some cons in that as well. And like I said, I'm not hating on anybody that's making that switch. All I'm saying is there were certain people that hated on us trading CFDs. There were a lot of people that, TradeNet's trading CFDs. It's not even real stocks. At least Sure Trader's real stocks. Whatever they want to say, right? Now, Sure Trader's closing its doors, moving all of its accounts over to a CFD platform. And so I just wonder if those people are going to switch to CFDs now. Because there's some innate benefits for CFDs that people want to act like are not there. And so, it is what it is. CFD trading works,
I think, a lot of it has to do with traders being real with themselves. If you don't have a $25,000 account, if you're not here, trading that US non-PDT rule,
right,
then you have to look for different advantages somewhere else. And
yeah.
So if you don't have that $25,000 account and you can stay in a US broker, you're going to have to look elsewhere. And elsewhere is going to be, where can I get the cheapest commissions? Right. Where can I trade the strategies I want to trade?
Yeah,
and which brokers' advantages and disadvantages are going to work towards me.
Right. And they all have disadvantages and advantages. And we got into a talk with some guy in our Discord the other day. Somebody was asking me about TradeNet, and I was telling them about TradeNet. And you guys know me. I'm pretty honest. I'm like, hey, I'm biased in this regard. Like, do your research. Like, of course I'm biased. I post referral links for them. But I started to tell them about it, and another guy was like, no, that's ridiculous. And he was like, you need to just save up 25K. And I'm sitting there like, no, you don't, man. I was like, look, almost every trader, the first time they trade a live account, is going to lose that live account. You're trying to tell them to save up 25K, they're almost certainly going to lose that account if they save up that 25K. It doesn't matter how much they paper traded before that. It doesn't matter if any of that. You're going to lose your first real account. And your first real account needs to be small because you can build rules around it because you're probably going to lose it. Like, let's just be real here. And so it's like, telling new traders not to get a small account and telling them to save up all thousands of dollars for them to lose it is ridiculous. That's going to crush their soul when they lose that 25K. You know, a better advice is just to trade small with a small account. Have reasonable expectations towards it. You know, don't think you're going to turn, you know, a $500 account into $1 million in 2 weeks. You know, just don't. Like, have reasonable expectations. But what you can do is you can extend the life of that small account and actually gain some necessary market experience. I think that overall is going to be far more beneficial than saving up in paper trading, because paper trading is just not real. It's not going to be the same. The emotions are not going to be there like they need to be. And you need those real emotions to build rules around your trading. If they're not there, you know, it's just going to hurt you in the long run. And so the best advice I can give somebody is just, look, trade small. Use a real account when you first get started. You can paper trade to find your niche, to work on your system, to work on your trading plan, and all that good stuff. You could use paper for that, and that's understandable. But when it comes time to actually build rules around your trading, paper trading is not going to cut it, because the emotions are not going to be there for you to base your rules around. And that's what you got to understand. And so the best advice I can give you is just, like, don't try to emulate paper as real money too much. It's not going to be the same. You know, what you want to do is you want to trade a small account, but a real account first. Understand you're probably going to lose that account, but you can build rules around it. You know, you can understand how your trading really is and how the emotions really are, and then build rules around that. Because if you just try to emulate a paper account with a real account, it doesn't matter how closely you try to emulate that, it's not going to be the same. Everybody knows paper. I'll jump in 1,000 shares on paper and I'll just walk away. Because who cares? It's just paper. And regardless of how close you want to copycat a real account, it's just not going to work the same. Best advice I can give. Yeah, I mean, and that's another route too. Rel's right. Now with 0 commissions, you could buy 5 shares. You know, you could buy 1 share. You know, and just trade with 0 commissions. This is very true. You could do that as well. I'm not hating on that. I think that's actually a good idea. You're not going to get the experience as fast as you would if you went to like a different platform that you can trade with no PDT, because you're still going to have to follow the T3 rule and all that stuff. But you know, you will be able to. You will be able to trade small, very small, and that's a understandable way to approach it as well, honestly.
All right, guys. One of the things to watch today, guys, is the car numbers. The production numbers are coming out today. They should be out at, I believe, 10 Eastern. If I'm not incorrect on that, I believe it's 10 Eastern. And so you could see the car companies possibly get a move. It could be from Ford all the way up to Tesla. So you guys could keep your eyes on those.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Tesla too. I've been trading Tesla and it's been going pretty well overall with Tesla. Appreciate the sub, Light. Appreciate we got a bunch of new subs today, guys, so I appreciate it. Let me find my little sub counter. There it is. Appreciate it.
We'll talk about one news that we didn't really talk about. APHA
Cannabis.
up a little bit. It was up 9% in pre-market. It's not the biggest move, but it's a good, definitely headline. They doubled production. So of course, I mean, hey, you're moving now from the company now has more than 2.4 million square foot of cultivation space and can produce up to 255 kilograms of weed. So before they had a 1.3 million and producing 140,000 kilograms. So almost nearly double that production, and almost doubling about 90% or 80% more production space.
They're moving that weight, you know.
Hey, in the long term, that just means more cannabis. And so what you need to see from here is, of course, this is the supply side, guys. Supply side can drive demand down, but what you need to see is, can they go ahead and find the demand to match that supplies?
Yeah, I haven't traded.
If they can do that, then the money will go up.
I haven't traded APHA in a while, man. I haven't. It's I've been watching CGC and Cron a little bit more, but this one looks interesting for sure today. I don't think we looked up the overall market news. Let me look at that actually. So if you guys haven't seen the SPY today, SPY is just ripping up, broke lifetime highs here, and it's still pretty steadily rising. We'll see if it holds some of these big levels now.
What?
But all right, so let's go ahead and read this, and this is from MT Newswires, and it says, quote, U.S. stocks were set for a higher open Monday on growing expectations of a trade deal between the world's two largest economies. Dow futures were up 0.7%, S&P futures were up 0.6%, while NASDAQ futures were up 0.8%. On Sunday, U.S. Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross said the U.S. firms would be granted licenses to sell components to Huawei very shortly. Oil prices rose with global benchmark Brent crude up 1.1% and U.S. West Texas Intermediate up 1% recently, as positive signals on the trade war front boosted demand outlook for the commodity. So end quote, and again, that is from MT Newswires. Some sectors that are popping off today: healthcare, J&J, PFE, ABT, MRK, and AMGN. Healthcare stocks are flat today. So yeah, stocks moving on news: WMGI, RDHL, BHC, which is Bosch. Let's take a look at BHC here. Yeah, Bosch is up after it reported third quarter revenue of $2.21 billion, up from $2.14 billion a year ago. It beat the estimate of $2.16 billion. We'll see what happens with that one as well. So yeah, market's up, looks solid. Hey, appreciate the subs today, guys. Appreciate the subs. Drooling, Ed, B. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the subs. Welcome to the team.
Looks like I might have to move to the CenturyLink, man. Just got a good offer.
What?
I'm going to get rid of Comcast, man.
Honestly, bro, I'm trying to get rid of Comcast. I actually researched other companies. Comcast is probably listening to me right now. You hear that, Comcast? I'm trying to find other companies.
Get on your game. Right. Get on your game, Comcast.
I think I told the story. Comcast charged me an extra $500 the last 2 months. I called. I wanted the unlimited plan. They told me no, I didn't need the unlimited plan. I'm sitting there like I stream live every day for hours every day. Of course I need the unlimited plan. They're like, no. Per your history, you don't need the unlimited plan. And I'm like, okay, fine. 2 months later, they're racking up charges. They're hitting me with data. I'm paying like $400 for internet, man. I call them. I'm like, what the hell, Comcast? You told me I didn't need this. Now you're charging me $400? Like, what are you doing? They say, oh, we'll give you $100 credit. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I paid $500, man. You're going to give me $100 credit? Like, nonsense, man. Just skeeving. They're skeeving, man.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes, man.
Ugh. I'm going to move on. I'll talk about that all day, too. All
right. That's how the bank's doing. Let me see the banks. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man. We got Marvel. MRVL.
Yeah, usually I think this is just kind of common. Common is the market going really high usually brings the bank stocks up because they do good trading, they do money management, and when the market is trending in the direction, they're usually really good at making money.
Right.
So that's why I was just checking out bank stocks, and you can look at them and just clearly see it also. They're all pretty strong right now, even though they were looking pretty weak when the yield curve inverted and everyone was scared about recession. We got through that kind of bump, that wave of that recession scare, and now we've been pushing and pushing, guys. Now I think the only thing that's going to pull us back now is going to be negative economic data or huge trade talks. So that's what I think we need to just pay attention to, guys. We pay attention to the economic data, and we pay attention to huge trade news. The huge trade news, I think, is going to come closer towards December because we have tariffs that are supposed to be active December 15th. So one of the things is I say pay attention towards December on trade talks. For right now in November, I think the big thing is going to be economical data. If we get supporting economical data where the SPY is heading or the overall market is heading, then we should get that lift and continue pushing.
Yep. Yeah, I think I just actually read that article, NASDAQ, for Thinkorswim. We'll see what happens. Should be a fun day. Like I said, last week I had no losing days, so I actually won every single day last week. And so we'll see if we can keep going. But we got 7 minutes. I also think I gotta look at the stocks that don't work super well for me. So like if I look at TraderView here, it'll tell me the stocks that don't really work super well. And I think that's important too. Let's look at this last month.
All right, guys, just a potential earnings report. Looking at potential earnings in HTZ, they come out at the end of the day. I think this one can have a pop today. So I'm going to keep a close eye on it, see if we get any volume increasing and maybe a push towards 14 and get up there towards 15 for the earnings.
Yeah.
Just going to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, here's my TraderView stats. So my accuracy wasn't that bad last week. It was 57 point. It was roughly 58%, almost 60%. But my profit factor was 3-1. Average hold time for winning trade is 28 minutes. Losing trade is 13 minutes. Average winning trade is 48. Largest gain was 140. Largest loss was about $50. So not bad.
Man, I'm excited to get to go to the Nuggets versus the Heat game tomorrow. So.
I don't follow. I haven't been following the Nuggets that much.
They're not starting off the best, but I think they'll be there at the end.
Should be fun.
Squalid, underrated market team.
Yeah.
So solid bench. So they'll be there in the long run. Whenever you got a solid bench in the NBA, it's kind of like not putting all your straws in one player. You know, if that
Right.
one player gets injured,
Get some.
it's like like look at the Lakers or something like LeBron or
Right.
Anthony Davis goes down and boom, there goes your team.
Right. Over with. That's called TraderView Arena. It's called TraderView.
All right, one to keep an eye on, guys. This is one that it definitely made a huge move on the day prior on Friday, guys, and I'm going to be looking for it to crash out the open. Is NPTN, guys. NPTN is still huge up on the daily chart. This is, to me, it has huge resistance there at $8. Keeps looking like it wants to fail here. I'm going to be looking to see if it's going to break through 775s out the open and see if we can get a crash down all the way towards 713s or maybe even down here to 7 or complete the whole gap down at 675. This is one that is tradable for us.
Which
That's
one?
also MPTN. One that I definitely don't want to forget about.
Yeah, I'll watch that one for sure. All right, so we got 3 minutes, guys. Let's go ahead and get all this stuff ready here. So yeah, like I said, I'm roughly at $700 in profit in my account. We're getting closer and closer to that $1,000 goal, and hopefully this new system can take me there. I've been struggling, in this level for a little while now, but I finally started to do better this past few weeks. Hey, appreciate the sub. Virginia, welcome to the team. ZX, appreciate the sub, guys. Welcome to the team. Everybody remember to hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every weekday morning on YouTube. We're not experts or gurus here. We just let you watch us trade for free. And so hit that subscribe button. We go live every weekday morning, and so if you want to watch us again, hit the subscribe button. If you click the bell, it turns on notifications, and you'll get an alert every time we go live. So hit the bell next to the subscribe button, guys, and we'll keep pushing. Let's do this. There we go. All right, team. We got less than 2 minutes. All right, so I looked at my stats here, and something that's very interesting is that if we look at my stats by symbol, AMD's the worst stock, man. How times have changed. AMD, the worst stock I've traded in the last week. I have a net loss of $56, so man. Interesting. Also, let's see, the best
We'll
stocks
let you
that
guys know. I might take a trade right out the open on this MPTN. If I do, guys, it's going to be with small share size. I don't want to really stress on the trade because this is not a trade that I want anybody mimicking. Any trade directly out the open is going to be the highest risk trade. And so with that, I always like to remind traders about that. Any trade you're taking near the open or right at the open is going to always be the highest risk.
Yep. I forgot about the music, guys. I just turned it back on, so. My bad, guys. Appreciate the sub. Welcome to the team.
Let's do this, guys.
All right, here's the bell, guys. 10 seconds. All right, let's go. Here's the bell. Market's up to 307s. Alright, we got Roku dropping some before the bell and now bouncing back. We got AMD dropping, but I'm taking AMD off my watch list. It just hasn't been going super well. PCG was on the bottom of the best stocks list too, so PCG is not one I'm going to trade either.
Alright, it just broke through 80s there. MPTN looking for a pop in the 80s here to short, and I'll be risking off at $8.
Yeah, I'll throw you up.
Just need a pop in the 80s here, guys. If it pops for a second into the 80s, we're going to take the short. It's ripping through the 70s here. $3,000 shares there, got in there at 76. There you go. All right, guys, taking it there, 100 shares there, risking off at 8 here. So it's only a $20 risk here. So what the key here is, guys, is just like I did in my video over the weekend. I'm looking for the gap down here, for it to gap right back down and fill in the shadow. So you start with a really small share size in this trade, and you give yourself a good amount of range to the top of the risk. The range here would be up to that $8. If it goes anywhere above that $8, I'll get out. But I'm coming in here with such a small share size to get myself an entry. If we break down through the 760s, I'll look to add. All right, so we just got a whole bunch of volume to come in here in the 86s. 86 is about 5,000 shares going through there, guys. Right now, it's looking like a VWAP fade, guys, on my at least Thinkorswim chart. There you go. Pushing right back down to the 80s. That's good. Good price action here. Now we need to see the volume follow in and knock it through the 75s.
Hey, appreciate it. What's up, James? How you doing, bro? You back trading, man?
There you go, guys. Pressure back down to the 78s. Let's see if we can get through this.
Kind of looking at KPTI here. KPTI, the spread is way too bad. Just a huge spread there, unfortunately. It's like a 20-cent spread. Can't do it.
All right, we got 5,000 shares to go through there at 780. You got to just be careful here for a red to green move. The real key is $8 price point. Anything really above 790s, we don't want to see fill big.
Kind of looking at UA to see if it maybe pulls a VWAP bounce here. Maybe take a little position on UA.
Doesn't seem like a bad idea.
Let's see if I can get enough entry here. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little trade here on UA. Just 100 shares. Just jump out of it if it goes too much against me. See if we can make 20, 30 bucks real quick.
MPTN still hanging at the VWAP, guys. Let's see what happens here. I'll let you guys know. There you go. Push down towards the 80s there. If we break through the 770s, I'm going to hit the ad, guys.
Yeah, I jumped out of UA. It washed out. $18 loss, but very small.
All right, there's a push towards the 70, guys. I need to see a push towards 770 here with big volume, and I'll hit the ad.
Did it fake me out? I think it did. We'll see. But yeah, I think I let impatience get the best of me. My system lately has been trading later on in the day, and so I think trading this early was just a bad move. So for my next trades, I'm just going to be patient and wait. You alright, Scott? What happened, man? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, James. Been building a new system, man. Put out a video this weekend on it, brother. Go check it out. Love the music. Nice, man. McDonald's dying. Roku dying. McDonald's pulling back to the VWAP.
All right, guys, a lot of volume coming in here at 780s, which is the support. So we definitely don't want to see it get back above this kind of red candle that we got at the open, which is 792s. We need to see it hold here, probably in the 85s, and then pull right back down.
So we're getting some weakness here, for sure. The market is down under the VWAP now. Like I said, this is what I thought would happen at the open. I'm not sure if it'll hold, but usually we get at least a quick drop if the market is super bullish. In pre-market, we'll get a little quick drop. Some people taking profits from all these different stocks. Sometimes that's going to drag them down.
I like Twitter right now a little bit. Twitter looking good, but still stuck in this one. Just going to pay attention to this. Tried to get that gap. That gap fail.
McDonald's
see what
faded.
happens here.
McDonald's faded really nicely. Oh, you meant the Pats loss? Yeah. I didn't watch football yesterday, man. I kind of... Saints weren't playing, so I didn't really keep track of it. I have NFL Red Zone. Usually I'm watching all of it. The Pats lost, though? Good. Nice, James. Nice work, bro.
All right, let's see what happens here for MPTN. We're getting to that price point where it should choose a direction here. All right, got that high there. Definitely gonna hold towards this 793 high. Don't want above that 793, guys. So now only risking about $10 or $11 on this trade, guys. I want to see it crack down towards the 770s here.
Nah, the Ravens beat them. Interesting, man.
Yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think they wanted to win.
Personally. I mean, I'm just happy they lost.
Yeah,
man.
I just think they didn't show Lamar Jackson the real defense.
I mean, the way I see it, if you're a fan of the Patriots and you don't live in the New England area, you're a sellout, man. Like, you're just going for the best team, you know?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are going to be upset at that last comment, I guarantee it, you know? But I'm just saying, it's like being a fan of, you know, it's like picking the best team and being a convenient fan of them. It's like, oh, you're a fan of the team that's won, like, 4 Super Bowls. You know?
Like the Stros?
Like, congrats. Right. No, the Stros haven't. The Stros won their first World Series 2 years ago. Their first World Series, man. You're just butthurt that the Rays got beat by the Stros. That's all I'm saying.
I just get to enjoy that you said yes for a second.
Yeah. I said yes under the assumption that you were talking about the Patriots.
See, I just threw that one in there right there. Just slid it in there. Just slide.
But your statement was objectively wrong, though, because the Stros won their first World Series 2 years ago. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, that's how it is. Oh, good Lord. Don't look at the chat.
I know, man. That's what I'm saying. I know everybody's going to be mad at that last statement, you know. But like I'm saying, though, if you're even around, if you're in a surrounding state that doesn't have their own football team, be a fan of the Patriots. I'm for that, you know. But if you're just a fan of the Patriots and you're rooting for them just because they've won, you know, it's a sellout, man. You gotta root for the underdog sometimes, you know.
All right, guys, if we're going to crack down towards the 775, and I see big shares filling in here, you guys might see me add to knock this down here. There you go, 76s. Let's see heavy shares come in here. I want to see shares increase to knock it down here. Definitely going to hold now, guys, to a bounce. If it does get above 87s, you're going to get a squeeze here. One of the good things of keeping low sizing is if this does squeeze on me, I could still look for a VWAP bounce play.
Yeah, being a fan of the Patriots is like being a fan of Ivan Drago in Rocky. You know, that's the Patriots fans, you know? That's like being a fan of the Russian in Rocky, you know?
All right, let's see if big share size gets in here to really see the shortest jump in here, and I can jump in with bigger sizing and tackle this down.
Yeah, bandwagon fans, that's exactly what it is. Maybe I'm just mad that the Patriots are so dominant. Maybe I am, you know. Anyways. Alright, so the SPY is running up. We'll see what we get here. I might take Mitch down for a second and then have him update us.
Alright, guys, 75 is breaking here.
SQ pulling
Need
back.
to see big size. Need to see big size so I can go ahead and jump in with 100 more shares here.
SQ squeezing up here. And the market's starting to rebound a little bit too. And so I got to be a little bit careful. I was thinking about shorting SQ here. You guys can see it, but with the market, I don't know, man. The market is up to 307.90s now, and it's halfway up the range. If we look at the SPY, it's halfway up the daily range, so it's starting to reverse a little bit. Now watch SQ just flush down. We got 350 people in here, guys. Hit that subscribe button if it's your first time joining us. We do this live for free every weekday morning on YouTube. We go live every day, showing you everything about our trading. And so if you appreciate that, hit the subscribe button, click the bell, turn on notifications. We go live every day. I might jump in with a little bit of SQ here. It's just about what kind of share size I want to take. Not a huge range. I could jump in with 100 shares and risk 10 cents or so. You know, 15 cents. I might try that actually.
All right, guys, MPTN doing this last bounce here. This would be the third bounce. It needs to hold this resistance line, trend line down, and break through the 75s. If not, we should possibly get the squeeze back up through the $8.
Market quick reversal here, back down under the VWAP, down to 307s. And so, like I said, I'm in with 100 shares here on SQ, but the market should be been favorable for me here. Risk is 63.45s. Is it something that you can? Meaning hypothetical, yes. Is it something that I do currently? No. Yeah, Brady and Bill are a great duo, 100%. And I'm not hating on them at all. Brady is probably the single best quarterback in the history of football. And, you know, I'm not afraid to say that, you know, 100%. And that's me being a Saints fan with Drew Brees. You know what I mean? Now, do I want the Patriots to win? Absolutely not. You know, I want them to lose. It's time for them to lose, you know. But you got to respect their greatness. Objective greatness, you know. Can't hate on that. All right, team. Like I said,
All right, guys. This is holding pretty well up here at the 85s. So that's going to be the creep price point right now. We get volume to slam at.
Did you add to
85s. This will probably go up. Not yet. There's no need until it breaks the support again.
Okay.
That's what the strategy will say. So the strategy says small entry, small risk and reward at first. And as the stock continues trend breaking, that's when you can add. So I added on the first breakdown, and now I'm looking for the second breakdown. Once that second breakdown happens, I can go ahead add, and then if I want to, I can even re-add into a bounce.
Yeah, I might add another 50 shares here and just try to scale into this one a little bit more as it moves up. So I'm in with 150 now. And the reason I'm doing this, look at the market, guys. The market is just ripping down. And so I don't mind adding a little bit here and trying to take advantage of a drop in the overall market.
Yeah, SQ looks nice. McDonald's looking even not too bad. Had a big range there, but it didn't look bad. MU coming down there, pretty good amount.
Yeah, there goes SQ. We're gonna wait for another drop here. Appreciate the sub, MC. Welcome to the team, bro. Appreciate it, man.
What I like about the trade that I'm taking right now, guys, is that even if this comes back against me, what's the worst thing I'm going to lose? But if it starts heading in my direction, I have no problem taking swings as it knocks down through.
Yeah. With this trade I'm in, I just took a little bit too small of sizing, unfortunately.
It's just the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's how you want to approach it with every trade, so.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I don't mind adding to this one. I really don't. It's kind of a fake out fade. If it moves back up to the VWAP, I can add a little bit more. Maybe get in with like 200 shares total and just take my little swing here. Just don't want to wait too long and have the SPY rip up and bounce here. Yeah, there's the rip. Let's see. I'll add my other little 50 shares here just because that's a strong rip in the market. Let's see if I caught it. I think I did. All right, so I'm in with 200 shares. Ooh, we're getting a strong rip. I'm out. Huge squeeze for SQ. Worst case scenario. And like I said, that's the biggest issue that I have with it is that I just kind of held it for a little bit too long. And if I would have taken big enough sizing, then I could have gotten out already. But this is some other type of catalyst that I completely missed. Look at that rip.
It's just everything. The MU ripped there, AMD ripped.
Yeah.
I got ripped out too. There you go, guys. We'll look for a VWAP bounce play here in MPTN. Now it's getting this kind of contrary reaction here. I got out $13 loss there, but that's how you want to do it, guys. $13 loss there could have easily became $100 or $75 winner there.
Yeah, let me try to figure out why this happened.
Just getting a good spike. That's what I'm seeing here. So I'm gonna be looking for a stock that's down on the day to bounce back here.
New York biz conditions, New York index came out. So we had some catalysts come out. Yeah, SQ ripped up huge. I'm just glad I got out what I did. But I think some numbers came out is what happened. Let me see. Luckily, I kept it pretty small, and I got out fine. 46 buck loss is very small. What I really need to work on is, like, you guys know me, I've been trading the system a little bit later. Oh no, it says my internet connection is unstable. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you guys know me, I've been trading a little bit later in the day. And so, biggest thing here that I really focus on is not running up too much commissions, which I haven't. I've only taken 2 trades. Let's see. SPY pulling back to the VWAP could get interesting, but glad I jumped out of SQ there, because that could have been a worse rip. I'm using Tefs, TradeNet, Tefs. Yeah, if you guys want to check out the same platform as us, I'll post this link here as well. Again, there's a lot of benefits to using Tefs and TradeNet. One of the benefits is that you can day trade with no PDT rule once you're approved. Their base package is, I think, $3.99. And with that, once you're approved, you get 14,000 in buying power to trade with. So you get a ton of buying power. You can actually short stocks and day trade with no PDT rule, no PDT on there. You can day trade as much as you want. And it operates like a prop firm. And so there's a 70-30 split only on profits. And there's a $700 max loss. And so it comes with that 14,000 in buying power. If you go under 13,300, they close you down. And so essentially for 400 bucks, you're getting 14,000 in buying power as long as you're approved, which almost everybody is. You're getting a day trade in short stocks with no PDT rule. It comes with a trading course, access to a chat room, and a demo account to trade with for a few weeks. And I think that bundle makes a ton of sense for new traders. It's one of the ways that they can get started for cheap, trade a live account, day trade with no PDT rule, actually be able to short stocks. Like I said, you get access to a demo account for a few weeks for you to practice. I think that bundle is just one of the cheapest ways for new traders to get their feet wet in trading and actually gain some market experience. Maybe I'm biased though, because I do post referral links and I do make commission if you sign up through us. But again, I think objectively it's a pretty solid deal risk reward wise, because your max loss is 700 and you're paying $3.99. So you're almost getting twice as much in max losses than you're actually paying for it. And so I think that makes sense. Y'all go, if y'all want to check it out, there's the link. A great way to help support us as well. You could also go check out Trade Ideas, and I'll post this link as well. Best scanners in the game. Their test drive is coming up for Trade Ideas as well. Let me see if I find it. Yeah, here it is. So yeah, their test drive is coming up. So if you want to try out Trade Ideas for a week, you can for like $8, I think, for their test drive. Yes, they have commissions. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I mean, all the no PDT rule platforms charge commissions. Like if it was a US regulated broker, you know, all the US regulated brokers are going to give you free commissions. All the overseas brokers that let you day trade with no PDT rule, they're still charging commissions, and that's understandable. It's a premium you're going to have to pay if you want to day trade with no PDT. Kind of looking at Roku. Gotten squeezed up a few times with a lot of these, and so I'm just going to sit on my hands and wait for my ideal time to trade like I've been. Might trade small until then, but I'm using Thinkorswim for charts, which is TD Ameritrade. I just prefer them for charting. Tef's charting isn't bad. Like if you see Mitch, when I throw him up, those are Tef's charting. They're not bad, but I prefer Thinkorswim. It's just what I've used since I started trading, and so I just like Thinkorswim charts.
All right, looking around to see if this is going to hold here. One of the key things I want to look at is I'm looking at AMD. If it's going to push back up here and rip above 3511s, if it rejects that VWAP one more time, I think it'll break down through the 3490s. So I think this is going to be the push I'm going to be paying attention to. See a nice down push there in KPTI. We'll look for a bounce here to short into.
Yeah, just be careful with KPTI because the spread is ridiculous, or at least it was. Now it's not that bad, actually.
Still pretty big, but
yeah,
you just got to go with a smaller share size.
Before it was 20 to 30 cents. Yeah, now it's like 10 cents. Before it was 20 or 30, so it's gotten way better.
Huge pullback volume, 18,000 shares going through at 1358. Be careful there. I'm not going to short into that.
Yeah.
Guys, that's noticing buying power and kind of that price action. As soon as it pulled back, you shouldn't see volume come in at the bottom. That's kind of scary sign for you. Volume usually comes in at the top if it's a shorter, and volume usually going to come in at the bottom if it's a long. And so you got a huge pullback buy there. There was 18,300 shares in one order. I'm going to wait and see if this one rejects 14. I don't even want to be long in it, but I'm going to just wait.
Every day I'm like, I'm going to watch Tesla. I'm going to watch Netflix. Tesla faded twice already today. Unfortunately, frustrating. And then I always forget to watch them because there are new stocks that I haven't been trading as much. But I'm watching Tesla now. But yeah, it's frustrating because I was watching them and I was like, I need to watch Tesla and Netflix because those are what I've been fading a lot. And
looking at GoPro, see if it's gonna fail because it just had that kind of pop on the daily chart, but doesn't really have anything supporting it up here.
Do I trade gold? Not really. Sometimes. Last time I traded it was a while ago. Mostly trade the sectors that I generally trade are tech. Most of the time it's tech, microchip, cannabis sometimes as well, and then Tesla, Netflix, so like big mid cap, high cap stocks. BAC, isn't that Bank of America? Yeah.
Just working through my charts. I'm starting to see some downturn there.
And remember, guys, to hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every day. So remember to hit that subscribe button. Remember also, guys, like, we're not experts or gurus here. We just let you watch us trade. You know, we just let you watch us trade. We teach you guys what we learn along the way. If you don't like the stuff we teach, you know, you don't have to listen to it. But again, we just do this live for free. And so if you want to see what it's actually like day trading the market, hit the subscribe button. We go live every weekday morning at 8:15. If you click the bell, you'll get an alert every time we go live as well. So appreciate all the new subs today too. We got we got MC, we got PO, we got Virginia, we got Seven. What's up, guys? Welcome to the team. You can listen to some good music too. What do you guys think of this song? You guys want to listen to a different genre? Let me know.
All right, guys, just doing kind of a pullback play here off of the 63.20s here for Square. So only took 100 shares just because if it comes back all the way up here, it's gonna be like about 40-cent move here. So looking good right out the open. I bought it and it immediately jumped up 10 cents. So looking for that pushback above 50s.
All right, I got you up.
So guys, I'm in there at 63.32s right here as it pushed down, and I'm risking right off of this 63.20 here.
Appreciate the stub, Steven. Welcome to the team, bro. Appreciate it, man.
TVIX going straight up, so it needs to pull back in there. If not, we'll probably get that dip.
Tar's asking.
63.20.
Tar's asking, do you think more offshore brokers are going to close down like SureTrader? I don't know, man. I think that SureTrader was around for a long time. I think it was just the regulatory body of the Bahamas, and so if they're located specifically in the Bahamas, maybe. But
yeah,
you know.
and I think people don't remember, but SureTrader's owner didn't have the best reputation.
Track record, yeah. Guy Gentile, man, he's notorious, man. That's what, like, some people have hated on TradeNet, but they'll promote like Guy Gentile and his platforms, and I'll just be like, look, man, like, I'm not hating on Guy, like, whatever, like, look, the market is a difficult place to profit. There's a lot of red tape, and so don't get it twisted. But dude doesn't have the best track record in that regard, and you know, it is what it is. But Sure Trader, I mean,
All
they
right,
were going to
guys,
close down eventually.
$8 breakout in MPTN, now up there to 806. All right, guys, if we can start pushing up and get above VWAP, I'll look for a pullback near VWAP to add. Small share size as I determine trend, and then I'll jump in bigger, guys. Someone said, do we trade gold? I
Yeah.
love gold.
Well, not super. Yeah. King Odin says, "Where's TradeNet at?" TradeNet's overseas as well. I think it's overseas. I think it's in Israel, maybe. But it's technically an educational package, and then you partner with them for your trading, and so it's a little bit different. And it's CFD trading, so it's a little bit different, and because of that, it's more protected. It's not like Sure Trader that is just kind of staring in the eyes of the U.S. regulatory bodies, like, hey, you know, we're gonna let people day trade, you know, and we're gonna act like it's just a conventional platform, but they can day trade with it. So it's not as risky in that regard, I think. But
All right, guys, so we saw a push up there towards the 45, and then it immediately pulled back there as there was a 4,200 shares that went through at 63.35. So now I needed to hold that support below me. No matter what, anything below that 20s, and I'll get out. Risking only $12 on this, but a potential move up there, $40 gain.
I'm looking at APHA here. I can jump in with a few shares, and then just base my risk off of that 35, 36 level with like 300 shares.
MPTN now, guys, up there to 817s. Maybe should have flip traded that one, but it's not really my style. I definitely had the capital to do it. Just it's not really my mental kind of capitalization there. CGC ripping a little bit there. Not too big though. All right, guys, looks like I'm about to get stopped out. Yep, anything filling here and I'm out. It quickly came right back up, but anything fills here on the bid side and I'm out.
SPY ripping down here. Big drop in the SPY. Just broke lows down to 307.40s.
Okay, guys, we'll be really careful with this. If anything comes on the bid side, we just have to get out. I'm out. I'm not going to fight it here.
Yeah, no stress. Yeah, I'm in a small trade on APHA with 300 shares, but the range is small, so. Tough day today, really. Most of the stuff I'm watching at isn't working super well, but it's still early for me.
It might have gotten faked out there, but saw the bid getting filled, so I stepped out.
Yeah, it's just been an interesting day. It's like the market is ripping down, but a lot of these mid and high cap stocks aren't following the market super well. And so, you know, it's tough. Like a lot of the mid and high cap stocks are choppy, and the market's not really choppy. The market is very obviously down. And so it's tough, man. Tough day. Like I said, my last losing day was Thursday, not last week, but the week before. So we're just gonna watch this and, you know, see if we can end green. But tough day. Hopefully the market will start to, you know, the SPY is picking a direction. But if you look at like UA, you look at a lot of these stocks, they're just kind of weird and sideways. But yeah, I'm only in with 300 shares of APHA, just a small little trade. Market's down to 307.30s. Maybe that'll drag this one down, but Yeah, it's CFDs. Well, it's not. TradeNet's technically an educational package, and that's what I'm saying. They're a little bit more protected in that regard. When you partner with them and you trade for them, through when you do the funded account program where you partner with them technically, so you're trading it under a partnership with them, and you're trading CFDs. Yes. And so yeah, like I said, if anybody wants to use them, I'll post this link again as well. There's a lot of benefits for new traders. It lets them trade a live account for cheap, and it enables them to trade a live account for very cheap. Actually, short stocks, which is very rare. There's a lot of other benefits, like you get a day traded course, you get access to their chat room. Once you're approved for the funded account, their base package alone gives you 14,000 to trade with. No PDT rule. You can day trade and short as much as you want. You get a demo account for a few weeks, and so I think that bundle makes a lot of sense. So there's the link if you want to check that out. Great way to help support us as well. Like I said, one of the cheaper ways for new traders to get started, and we make a commission if you sign up through us. So maybe we're biased in that regard, so do your research. But I think for new traders, it's one of the cheapest ways you can get started and actually kind of learn how to day trade stocks. All right, well, here's a nice little drop for APHA. Up a small amount with my 300 shares. We're going to see if we can get down to 25 where I can take a little bit more profits here. But should have a little bit of a cushion here at least now. I don't know about this song.
McDonald's cracked down there at 190s.
And there's 29s. Maybe should have taken a little bit larger size with this one, but I'll give it some time. We'll see if we get down to like 26. Take a little bit off. I probably should actually just scalp the entire position here. Hey, nice, precise. Alright, there we go. I guess I'm going to take a little bit more off here. Almost got out there.
Alright guys, I'm short here, ETFC. Risk is 43.27s, 10-cent risk here. Looking for a move back down to 43s and then below. One of the things is I'm just keep seeing that SPY turn down south, so looking for a stock that's gonna maybe potentially start breaking down here. That's why I took this trade here.
Took a little bit off there for APHA, half of the position off. Still holding 150 shares. I could throw Mitch up now. We're gonna give this one time to flush if we can. There's 23s. We'll let it test this low of the day here and then get out the rest maybe.
All right, there's a good crackdown for me down to the 13s here. All right, the bounce is up towards my resistance level, so you got to be careful here, guys. Let's see what's going to happen here. We're going to get a continuation move towards the 43s. There you go.
I mean, since TradeNet's not located in the US, it's fine. I mean, we're not going to get in trouble for it, I don't think. But, I mean, best to do your research. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's illegal for platforms in the US to offer them, but it's not illegal for us to trade them. But I'm not 100% sure either way, but I'm pretty sure we're okay. And I think that there is actually a loophole with TradeNet to where we're trading on their behalf, and so it's a loophole to get around it, I think.
All right, and just got a breakdown through the VWAP here. Want to see a breakdown towards 43 here. There you go. All right, just gonna take a little bit off there, just to cover all my losses now, guys. Now I can just let the rest of this trade work here, break even on the rest.
See, I'm telling you, later on in the day, trades will be going way better for me too, man.
I mean, it's done with the first pattern. This is second pattern.
Yeah.
So maybe it's chasing second patterns there, working better right now than chasing open volatility.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
That's
that
really what it is.
in the first hour, it's just been tough lately, man.
So one of the things you can do is solely try to define your charts at first versus trying to trade them. So narrowing it down to about 4 or 5 charts that you just want to look at for the rest of the day. I think that's going to be the best option for you out the open. So that way you can focus on narrowing charts versus trading it.
Yeah.
I think that's can help you, you know. I think it's always what you got to ask yourself, what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on trading? Am I focusing on locating the charts? Because it's 2 different mindsets. If you just try to find A+ charts, you're not going to be so stressed out on where do I got to get entries. Just look at the chart objectively. This chart looks like a good range. It's moving like the pattern should. The price action's there. The volume is moving. That's what you want. You want to see the signals.
I got out of mine for a little $20 win. I'll take it.
All right, mine needs a reject here off of 43.18s. If it gets to 43.19s, we'll get out.
Netflix for VWAP balance looks really solid here too.
MPTN now, just pushed up there for a quick second, up there to 820s.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I traded the opening range breakout on AMD, and back testing went great. You know, I get a lot of people that watch our back testing videos on it, and back testing went great. It's just whenever I started trading it with live money, I don't know if it was my emotions or just the overall market that affected it, but you know, it just stopped working as well for me, you know, unfortunately. And so it's one of those things where, you know, it just wasn't for me. It wasn't my style. I can keep testing it, but I found other patterns and strategies that work super well, and so I just stick with what works. And you know, the opening range breakout, while the results look promising, when I traded it live, I just couldn't make it work for me, you know. Yes, like I said, you'll see me trade small up until 11 a.m. market time, 10 a.m. my time, and the reason is because my statistics have been telling me that that's the best time for my trading, you know.
All right, guys, I stepped out of there just because I saw a strong movement coming back there. Didn't want to lose on some shares there. So now just trying to kind of look for that breakdown move here. I feel like the SPY is going to finally either come down and just crack down towards that 307, or we could get a bounce here. So just paying attention to see what's going on.
APHA faked me out there. That jerk, man, that jerk of a stock. APHA, how dare you, man? That thing faked me out. Broke lows of the day as soon as I got out of it. How dare it, man. Yeah. I can laugh at it, though. That's one of the good things. One of the ways I can handle I can kind of manage my emotions better is just by making fun of myself. I think that always makes me laugh, and, you know, it is what it is. Look at that Tesla. Let's see if Tesla can squeeze up here.
Just got a big push in the TVIX. I'm going to look for a crackdown here.
Market fading back down.
Yeah, big push in TVIX. TVIX is up on the day by about 30 cents. On the 5-minute chart, not a single candle red yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at Tesla Eagles. Look, I can show you guys my stats here, since we got a little bit of time. Look. So if I take my stats from this past week, let me throw this up so you guys can see it. If I take my stats here and go to journal view, trades view, and I just delete all of my stats here from this past week. I'm pretty sure these are them. I'll just delete all these. So it's to the 28th. Let me see what the date is. Yeah, that's right. Alright, and so you see, I deleted all my trades from the 28th up until today, right? And so we go to this, we go to trades, we're just going to add these trades back. I'm going to select my account, we're going to go to from the 28th up until today. We're going to say this past week, oh, I already have that, last week trades. Yeah, we'll name it last week trades. Alright, so you see, this is from the 28th to the 3rd. I go to trader view here. We go to import trades. You guys see me do this. Last week trades. See, last week trades. You can see it right there. Same thing I just talked about. Refresh. Refresh. Alright, so again, this past week in gross profits, 357 bucks. Can you guys see that? No, you guys can't. I'm blocking it. Here. Reports view. You know, you can see my trades. Same trades I just imported. And so yeah, so we go to details here. Roughly 58% accuracy, but even though my accuracy is not incredible, my profit factor is 3 to 1. You know, my average hold time for my winning trades is 28 minutes. My average hold time for my losing trades is 13 minutes. And like I said, you guys just saw me upload that live. And so there's no way to fake that. I mean, I guess there is, like I always say, but I don't, you know, that'd be very difficult, I think. But if we look at the stocks that are actually working for me here, AMD's turned its back on me. I'm going to say that. AMD, it's turned its back on me, guys. You know, it used to work. Now it doesn't. You know, look at this. AMD's at the bottom here. SQ, you know, turned its back on me today. I traded SQ. But that's my best stock. Mattel follows it. Netflix, Tesla. So yeah, just same thing I thought. Tesla, Netflix have been really solid. And so yeah, that's my trading for this past week. And we just gotta, you know. But yeah, because of that, the Traders channel, that's what I'm kind of watching. Is I keep track of how I do through that. This charm sound, my computer freaks out. Sorry, bro. Sorry, man. Man, I was too busy reviewing my trades. I'm missing Tesla here. Let me see if I can get in with a small. Oh, it hurts. Look at that. There's the fade on Tesla. Man. It's my fault, man. I mean, we're not that bad. I think actually Thinkorswim's frozen here. I still got a little bit of room to get in. I just don't know where. Yeah. Let's short it right here. See if that works.
MPTN now hasn't looked back, guys. Up there to 832s now. That was a good rip. How'd that KPTI do? It ripped out and came right back down.
Alright, so yeah, I'm in a small trade with Tesla here, just because Tesla's been working, but... yeah, a lot of people said this music works. I think it does too. I think it helps kind of calm down. So the platform I'm using does not follow PDT. I can day trade as much as I want. It's a little bit different. I have a review of them that kind of breaks it down. But here's the link if you want to check them out. But yeah, I can day trade as much as I want. I don't have any PDT here. And so I actually have a good review video that you can check them out. I'll post that link here. Alright, so there's a nice little drop in Tesla. And so yeah, if you want to see the review of them, go check out this link. This is like kind of my walkthrough breakdown of them. Go check that out.
See what we're gonna get here now. Starting to see a little pullback in the TVIX. See if we can get a push here.
Alright, so we're getting some drops here in Tesla. If it moves up, I'll add a little bit more to it, and I'll just keep my risk at that 312.50 level. Pretty sure they have. Hey, nice arena. Nice work. Yeah, one of our friends, Casey, got a payout. I'm waiting till I break 1,000 in profits for my payout. But one of our old members, Casey, tested a withdrawal from TradeNet, and this was last December. He put in his request on the 9th and received his money on the 19th, I believe. It was something like that. So he got his in like 9 days, which he said it went pretty smooth and flawlessly. He didn't really have any issues with it. But yeah, like I said, I'm waiting until I break 1,000 in profits, which I'm getting pretty close. I'm up to 700 right now. Alright, I'm going to start scaling into a little bit more here. Oh, we got the drop right before. As I say that, we get the drop. But yeah, nice work, Arena. Nice job. I was just about to add some to this one too and scale it a little bit more, but we dropped a little bit too soon. And if you guys want to know why my system works, it's because it's a scalping system, and if you look at all the trades I got into today, most of them I was green for at least a little while before it reversed on me, and that's why scalping has worked better for me in this market, I think, is because I've been taking bigger size and just scalping it quickly. I've been trading for about 2 years, maybe a little bit longer, probably 2.5 years. Been with TradeNet for about a year, maybe. Alright, so we did get a drop here in Tesla. We'll see if we can break that $0.50. I think it's the big level. We're gonna see if we get this breakdown here. But yeah, guys, if you guys are just now checking in, most of the time I'm trading small up until 10 a.m. market time, and that's when I've been working on my system, building my account. And so, you know, the trades you see me take now are pretty small trades relative to what I take. Eventually, probably sometime this week, I'll probably go ahead and start trading live on stream. I want a few more days, but, you know, pretty soon, I think I'll be able to take the leap and start trading my system live. But for now, I just got to be patient and really work on it, try to build it. Put out a few videos on it the last few weekends.
Yeah, guys, if you guys like to see us trade live, guys, definitely check out our videos. Our videos break down strategies, explain the strategies that we use, and also help you learn some key trading terms. So definitely check out our videos. We try to put out at least one video every weekend, kind of educational or tutorial, teaching you either new strategies or how to break down the strategies that we use every single day.
Yep. Yeah, man, hit that subscribe button, guys. Tesla, we got this nice little drop here, which is what I've been really waiting for. You know, little scalp here, or a little small little baby trade, but we're gonna take some profits from it regardless.
All right, guys. Was looking at eBay to see what was gonna break down. I got a little squeeze out of that one.
Yeah.
Almost
Tesla's
10,000
trying.
shares.
I'm getting ready to exit half of the position on Tesla. Hopefully it can break this whole dollar, but yeah, look at it. Tesla's breaking down too. Very close to exiting this first half though. Worried about a bounce here at this whole dollar. Give it one more second, see if we can break the whole dollar of 311 here for Tesla. Netflix ripping up. Netflix breaking highs here. Yeah, APHA faked me out. Unfortunate. Come on, Tesla. You know you want to break under the whole dollar. My hand's over the cover button, though, because if this thing bounces, it bounces quick, and I'm just going to exit half of it quickly. Try to give it one more second here, see if we get the breakdown. It broke under this whole dollar for a split second, but you could see the wick there. That just kind of dragged it back up. So gonna go ahead and exit half there. Saw the squeeze up happening. Took profits. Not as nice as I wanted it, but I'll give it a little bit of time here. We'll see if we can still get that 311 break, and I'll hold these 10 shares for that.
I'm liking KPTI, guys. I was thinking about shorting right there, 75s, but it dropped down immediately about 6 or 7 cents. So let me see if I can get in here in the 70s, but don't want to chase it.
Got the squeeze up. I guess I could hold the rest of this break even for Tesla. Or I could add by sizing back. Either way is fine, I think. It just depends on what the market's going to do here. I don't mind adding back to it and then just kind of maintaining that same risk. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add another 10 shares back. So I'm just back in with 20 shares here. We'll go to a little swing. Regardless, I mean, it's such a small trade, regardless, that if we get the flush down, adding to it should be beneficial. We can keep it break even or, on the rest. I think the market is going to affect it too, so we'll see.
I'll be right back, guys.
What a lot of people asking what broker I use. I use Tefs and TradeNet. So you want to use the platform I do. Like I said, you can day trade with no PDT rule. Once you partner with them, there's a lot of benefits. Like I said, their base package for $3.99 through my link gets you 14,000 in buying power to trade with. There's no PDT rule once you're approved for the funded account. You get to day trade and short stocks as much as you want. And pretty cheap commissions as well. Like I can buy 200 shares and my commission is like $3. So very cheap commissions as well. We're going to let it test this high, but if it breaks this high right here, we got to jump out. So, which is why you see my hand over the cover button. And when I say breaks the high, I'm talking about the bid as well. So we're getting very close to getting stopped out. But again, I kept it relatively break even. Yeah, we got squeezed out there, but I kept it pretty break even. I might have lost $5. But yeah, if you want to use the platform I'm using here, I'll post this link. Like I said, you can day trade short stocks. It operates like a prop firm, basically. So if you want to know how it works, it operates like a prop firm, which is why one of the reasons I can get around the PDT rule and the CFD rule is because it operates similar to a prop firm. You partner with them with the funded account program, and they give you 14K with their base package, so you get 14,000 to trade with. There's a $700 max loss, and so if you go under 13,300, they close you down. And then there's a 70-30 profit split like a prop firm. Also comes with a trading course, though. A trading course and access to their chat room and a demo account. And so that bundle makes a lot of sense. You can day trade in short stocks with no PDT. Solid platform. And I think it just makes a lot of sense for new traders. It's a cheap way to get started. For $3.99, you get a ton of buying power. You can short stocks, and I think it just makes sense. And so there's the link if you want to check them out. Great way to help support our channel as well. Of course, we're biased in that regard because we post referral links, but again, I think it just makes sense for new traders. But yeah, there's the squeeze up for Tesla. Glad I got out. I got out right around here. And so glad I got out when I did. Kind of noticed the squeeze happening. Gave it a chance and kept it pretty break even after that. So we still got a little bit of time until I'm going to start trading my system. The market is squeezing up as well here. And so that is something to watch, is the overall market.
Yeah, looking for a potential long in AMD over 3510s, pull back to VWAP. There's a 3510s. I'll need it to break this and then pull back to VWAP. I'm also looking at KPTI for a potential long.
And yeah, you can also check out Trade Ideas. Trade Ideas has their test drive coming up, and I'll post this link as well. But yeah, with Trade Ideas' test drive, you can try them out for a week for like $8, and it's pretty cheap relative to everything. And so if you want to check out Trade Ideas and try out their test drive, I'll post this link here as well. Both are great ways to help support our channel, and this is one of the ways that you can try out Trade Ideas, see if you like it, and if you do like it, you can try it out for cheap. And there's the link for that as well.
All right, starter put on there, guys. Starter put on for KPTI. Looking for a squeeze here. Risk right now, guys, is right here, 60s. So risking almost 20 cents.
Uber for a short. Yeah, Uber's had two fades. Really nice today as well.
Yeah, I don't know if their earnings came out pre-market or if they're supposed to come out after the market, but I know it's today.
Interesting.
All right, getting a slight little push here in KPTI. Let's see if we get some real lift. There's the 87s, guys. Want to see 90s and then 14s get filled. If that will show me that it's gonna go ahead and give that expansion. There's a big seller at 14, so that's what I'm gonna pay attention to, guys. Give this a chance to break through that 14 here. There he goes. It broke through 19. Some sizing adding in there. Not the biggest, but
yeah, it looks good. Spread
14 is the
up.
big point. There's 1397s, guys. There's the 14s. 2,000, 2,500 shares there. Almost breaking that 14 guy. So 100,000 shares here, so I'm just giving it a quick second, see if it's gonna break through. All right, holding to the low this candle now, guys, which is 30.80, guys. Our entry is 30 1379. My bad. I don't know why I said 30. 1380s. Holding towards that breakout. So the breakout should come from this candle. Give this a chance to see if it wants to break through the 14s. Got some shares to add there at 1394s. 14 is going to be that key price point.
Just the platform fee is $15 per month, Brian.
Yeah, I see 116,000 shares there, up at the 14 mark.
And yeah, I mean,
Looks good.
This isn't the trading challenge. Like, our accounts are just packages that we paid for. The trading challenge is a little bit different.
All right, guys, let's see if we can get this break into the 14s here. There's 1401s, guys. Definitely the shorts are getting squeezed right now. So let's see if they pull out of their trade here on 1402. We get longs to jump in here and that sizing to blow through the 14. There we go, seeing that size getting filled there. So now the size is getting filled on the mid side. There you go, guys. There's that breakout, guys. Looking for a pullback underneath 14 to add. Any pullback, if I see this ass number just jump down right here, 90s, 94s, 95s, somewhere in the area to the 90 MA, that's what we're looking to add. If it keeps breaking out, we'll take profit at 1420, which is that high day push over here. And then we'll look to re-add or let it continue breaking out. All right, where did I get the volume? Okay, the volume's sitting at 14 here. All right, so the volume is right below it at 14 now, guys. Here we go, some push into 1407. As this one pushes out here, I'll look to sell some at the high of day.
Uber, pulling back to the VWAP. Might consider that one, but I think I'm just gonna wait until 10 for the rest of this. We'll see though. Uber up to the VWAP here might look solid. Tesla ended up squeezing up a little bit higher, so glad I got out of that one too. UA
right,
is
guys,
underneath
selling
the
into
VWAP.
this push, selling into this push. All right, gonna sell half of it there, let the rest of it work. All right,
Nice
just
trade,
captured at least $30, and now we're up on the day, and now just gonna let the rest of the trade work. Small share size today, guys, because I just felt like we couldn't get a trend, and so until I feel that I get a trend correct, I'm not gonna try to be taking big share size. That's what happened here in KPTI. Could see it holding off the 5-minute chart and 15-minute chart off the 1360s. I was able to get in there at 1379 when it curved around here and created this inverse hammer.
Nice work, bro. Good trade.
Now, guys, we're looking for a pullback towards this area, and then I can hold break even for the rest, or just let it continue breaking out.
Yeah, if it breaks that high, it could get really bullish too at 1420.
Yeah. So you give it the chance.
Yep.
There's a lot of volume came in here, and at least from what I'm seeing, there's 125,000 shares at 14, and so that's going to make a big difference here.
See ya, Reno.
Next seller I see is 1437. That's the next seller.
We got a bunch of questions for platforms here. SureTrader going out of business, yeah. Robinhood good for day trading? Kind of. I mean, not really. Robinhood's not good for day trading, I wouldn't say. They are probably best and more suited more towards swing trading. And for fresh beginners. SureTrader going out of business is pretty big news. Yeah, I mean, thoughts on CMEG? I never traded with them, so can't say whether they're good or bad, honestly. And so it's just about, you know, the thing you have to consider is how much are the fees? You know, like how much is commissions on these platforms? I don't know if it's TradeZero or it's CMEG, but I know they use DOS, and DOS is very expensive. It's like $100 plus per month just for their platform alone. And I think some new traders, you know, it depends on your account size. If you have like a $5,000 account, it might be okay. But if you have like a $1,000 account, you know, that's 10% of your overall account. And I think that's very expensive. And so I think you have to put it in that regard and think about it that way. Robinhood for day trading is not good, in my opinion. The fills aren't great. Of course, it's my opinion. But I'm biased in that regard, so. You have $1,000 in the account. Yeah, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, the only way I would stick with Robinhoods is if you're options trading, because Thinkorswim's going to give you free commissions now. E-Trade's going to give you free commissions, and so it's like, you know, I just don't know if I had the option between Robinhood and Thinkorswim, I'm choosing Thinkorswim all day. You know, the only way Robinhood is going to succeed is if it advertises to like the brand new traders, and I would advertise if I was Robinhood to be really easy to use. But again, I think that Robinhood might be easy to use, but I think new traders need to learn how to use like a real platform regardless. And so I think in that way, I think Robinhood's, it's going to be tough for it to succeed now.
I think what's going to happen is before it was what's called the battle of commissions.
Yeah.
Now it's become what? What's the next thing? The next thing's going to be battles of technology, resource, free resource. That's what traders want. Traders want free, and they want the resource.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here, what we do, guys. And that's why we keep everything free for you guys. And we're not charging you guys to watch us trade every single day or selling you $1,000 course. Because at the end of the day, guys, we want to be able to give you the ability to get all this information free. And then you determine who you want to stick around with.
Right.
No, we're going to be here regardless, guys. The reason we do what we do, guys, is really to show you guys that free resource, that free education that's completely out there, guys. It's just other traders are trying to take advantage over beginner traders where we're not.
Yeah, maybe so, VJ, for Roku. Maybe so, man. Roku's all red, you know, and so I could understand that thought process behind it. I mean, I'm not just going to, it's just not my style of trading, so I mean, I'm not going to do it, but I can see the trade idea for sure. But yeah, to talk about what, you know, we're all talking about. So, I mean, like, here's the thing, right? We have to thank Robinhood. Yeah, we do have to thank Robinhood. Robinhood did the trading community a favor here, you know. And here's the thing. There's going to be some people that are like, oh, you know, this is a bad thing. This is a bad thing. Like, whatever. Like, they can say it's a bad thing or not. A lot of times those are the people that are, you know, they're pushing Robinhood. You know, they're posting Robinhood links. You know, at comment section, we get a ton of people trying to plug their Robinhood links. And now nobody really has a reason to go to Robinhood because every high-quality platform is offering free commissions now that are located in the U.S. All U.S. regulated platforms are, you know. And so, but I think we have to thank Robinhood because they did a favor to the trading community, you know. How is it going to affect trading overall? You know, there's going to be a lot more algos in the market, something Mitch brought up the other day. Yeah, you know, how are these platforms going to recoup those profits that they're losing out when, you know, from commissions? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, you know. But I think that Robinhood and all the no commission platforms are going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them to succeed now because the one thing they had going for them was free commissions. and now that's gone. And so again, Robinhood is a very minimalist platform. Doesn't really have good charts, doesn't really have good fills, if I'm being honest. The one thing it had going for it was free commissions, and now when it loses its competitive edge in that regard, it's just, again, it's how is it going to succeed? If I was Robinhood, like I said, I would push towards beginners and say our platform is the easiest to use for beginners, and it might be in that regard. That's what I would push for if I was Robinhood. I would say ours is the most beginner-friendly platform. That's what I would go with. Now, I think beginners need to learn how to use real platforms regardless, but I think if that's a good selling point for Robinhood. I still think it's going to lose a ton of business here. It's going to lose a ton of business, and I'm sure it's probably really feeling the effects of all these platforms with their free commissions. I'm sure people have already started to kind of purge outside of Robinhood, take their money from Robinhood, switch it over to different platforms that offer free commissions now. And so, well, only time will tell. I am talking. Who did? Robinhood? Or,
ETFC guys with a little push there. AMD, wasn't that wrong for thinking above that 3510. Now that thing's up there at 3547s.
AMD is dead to me. It used to be my baby.
Just doing quick range moves and then reversing the other direction. So that's tough to play.
Yeah, man. It used to be my baby, but my stats are telling me that it's not my baby anymore. Like, look at my stats here. This is my stats. AMD's at the top of the do not trade list, I mean, my trading's been fine. I've been kind of making up for it with Tesla, Netflix, Mattel, SQ in some ways, but if we look at the stocks that have not worked, AMD's at the bottom, or at the top of that list, so it is what it is.
All right, guys, gonna look to see if this is gonna get into the 80s, into the 80s real quick, and I'll look to add 100 shares, hold the rest break even.
You took my baby. Don't do that. Precise.
Has a lot of volume below it, guys, in the 1392s.
Uber, man. Uber's looking awful flag-like and awful triangle-y, if that's a word. Look at Uber, man. It's looking an awful lot like that, man. Look at it.
All right.
Part of me wants to fade it.
I'll let you know what I think.
Yeah.
Well, look at the 5-minute chart.
Yeah, I'm sure it's even cleaner on the 5-minute.
Oh, it's super clean.
Yep.
You got 1 up, 2 up, 3 up. I think you got a solid point of resistance there at 3080s.
Yep. I see it too. Yeah, it looks good. Part of me wants to short it. But part of me thinks that, it's almost symmetrical. And so it's a little bit more difficult to guess the direction of this. I think you can break out on both sides. It's almost symmetrical. I think the downward trend line is moving up more than the upward trend line is moving down, which is the issue here. So, but I also think that it's been in a downward trend and it's below the VWAP. And I think the market is down as well underneath the VWAP, and so I think all of that is going to affect it. Right, and that's what I'm saying, APOP. That's what I was saying about, unless you're trading options, I don't really see a reason to use Robinhood. If you're trading options, I think that, I think if I was Robinhood, good point, man. Because I think if I was Robinhood, I would attack options, and I would attack newbies, brand new traders that don't know any better, if I'm being honest.
I'm still at a point where I sell options, don't buy them.
Yeah. I mean...
That's just the way I feel.
I'm laughing in the chat. Somebody's making fun of me saying AMD is dead to me. I don't know. I never got into selling options. I like buying options if it's like a overextended move. It's not bad.
If I had a lot of money, I'd sell some options. just costs a lot. But
Yeah,
you
for
can
sure.
easily make 3 to 5% a daily.
Yeah, I feel you.
And so it's just a different kind of trading, completely different type of trading.
Yep.
And then you have to learn how to hedge options. And then that's just difficult. I can tell you guys right now, I researched it for almost over 2 years, and learning how to hedge and change options
It's a whole nother
and
story.
learning theta and kind of decay and learning how to price options. Don't even get me started. It is complex, guys.
Right.
I've done some pretty complex math in my life, and I can tell you right now, when you start getting into what we call financial derivatives,
Yeah, man.
hold your breath.
Honestly, options look so confusing. It's one of the most confusing parts of trading. You got the alpha, gamma. I don't even know what all that stuff means, if I'm being honest, man. Like, listen,
Yeah.
it's just completely unrelated to how I trade, and there's all these different aspects of options trading that I don't know about, and that causes the barrier of entry to be substantially higher in that regard. You're gonna have to learn a lot more about them than you would with other types of investing and trading, and so with that, it's it's difficult, man. I still don't know a lot about it.
Yeah, that's when I realized that I thought selling would be better. When I started learning the kind of the Greeks and what it actually does and why sometimes the price can go even in your direction and you still lose money. You're like,
What
I
happened?
picked the right strike point and it's at that strike point, it's near the expiration, and
Doesn't make any sense.
I'm not making any money.
Right. Joggle says, I've heard dumb money buys options, smart money sells my options. The thing about that, though, and here's the truth behind that, is right. It's like I was talking about earlier, where it's like selling options, you might make money a majority of the time. Like, you might make money a majority of the time selling options. The problem is not when you're, most of the time. The problem is those few times where you lose, and you lose big. If that is big enough to compensate for the times you win. And I think that is what you really have to think about. Selling options, you're going to make money most of the time because most options expire worthless. It's the ones that don't expire worthless that are going to hurt you. And so that's what, that's the thing you have to consider with selling it is, yeah, you might make money. It might cause a sense of well-being if you're making money selling options most of the time. But again, those few ones that don't work out, how big are those losses going to be? Because, if the stock starts to go massively in that person's direction, it's almost like there's an unlimited loss to be had there if it keeps going against you. And so, it's very tough. And that's what I'm saying. So understand that about it, because you might make money most of the time, but it's the times you lose that are going to affect you the most.
Yeah, had a professor that had over 20 years of financial derivatives experience, and even from what he told me, at the end of the day, when you're selling options or buying them, really what it is, guys, is learning how to take the approach that we do in day trading. It's what we call kind of creating a theory. Every single time you take a trade, you're creating a theory and sticking to the rules. That's the same way you should approach the option game. Is you should create a theory on a stock, have the underlying asset picked out, understand the stock completely. Let's say if a stock is AMD, I would understand the semiconductors and kind of that industry so that you could really understand the underlying asset and what makes AMD move.
Tick, yep, for sure.
And so it's really difficult, and that's why we try to stick more to a technical basis and day trade.
Yeah. All right. So Uber's dropping. I'm up a small amount in it so far. I'm up $12. I might let it work here. I'm in with 150 shares of Uber. We'll see. We'll give it a little bit of time. We're just gonna hold a rest break even probably here. 53s, beautiful here. I'm gonna go ahead and take half off there. So I just took half off. Nice little win. Holding 75 shares left. Got out right before the $0.50. See if we can turn it around here. Yeah, 100%. I mean, of course, risk management is key. It's just about, with options, it's about like I said, and again, this is one of those things where it's like I know a little bit, I don't know a lot, and so I'm just telling you my speculative opinion on them. Same thing with Bitcoin.
All right, guys, just hanging out here, literally hanging out.
Yeah, probably gonna close it down in like 5 minutes. Start trading my system a little bit, but again, I'm holding a Uber here. If you guys can see it, holding small position, sold half, but see if we can get myself to green on the day. See if we get that breakdown here. There we go. And like I said, guys, hit that subscribe button. We day trade live for free every weekday morning on YouTube. We show you guys all aspects of it, and we do this for free, teaching you guys what we learn along the way. Mitch and I really tried to change the game here. We uploaded any classes and courses we had for free. We day trade live for free. Everything we do is free, and again, I think that's a nice change of pace from where everybody else is in the trading world. And so, if you appreciate what we do here, hit that subscribe button. There's been a lot of other YouTubers that have tried to copy our recipe since we did it, and I still think we're the realest ones out here, of course, but if maybe not, hit the subscribe button regardless though, team. If you click the bell, it turns on notifications. You'll get an alert every time we do go live, and so don't forget to do that. And I saw a Bitcoin shirt on Facebook, and like I said, I'm not saying Bitcoin's gonna fail, but do I think Bitcoin's gonna go to 100K? I don't know, man. That sounds like what people want to happen because they're holding their whole life savings in it. Who knows? It could. I'm not saying it won't. I don't know enough about it to really know and to really act like I know. But I know that it sounds like a stretch for Bitcoin to go to 100K.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if the market fails, maybe you could see,
right,
instead of a gold and silver move, a Bitcoin move.
Right. That's
the only thing I could see it. That's about, to me, the only explanation that would make sense.
Right.
So we call asset turnover, where stocks move from, let's say, investors move from stocks to bonds to gold to silver, and then they say, "Oh man, I don't even trust gold and silver.
Right.
I'm seeing Bitcoin go up," and then you could see an extreme shoot up there. But
do we think it's gonna hold up there?
I mean, how much money is it gonna take to get it there, or how much money is it gonna take to get a move like that? I think that's the problem with Bitcoin now.
And I know,
at early days, it was early investors. It's called the early trend, the early part of the trend. Now you're definitely part of the late part of the trend, if not the ending of the trend.
Right.
So we would need to see trends start up again.
Yeah. And I mean, it's all, like I said, my issue with Bitcoin here is that everybody is so emotional about it. You're so emotional. And what does emotion do in trading? It kills your profit. Right? And everybody is so emotional. Why are they emotional? Because they have their life savings invested in it. They've started all these side businesses that revolve around it. And so it's like, yeah, man, it's like, of course, like, people are going to be biased on the long side, but it's like at a certain point, it's like you have to be reasonable here for, and in some ways they're just not being reasonable. And, people have to understand that about it as well. It's great. Bitcoin's great. I actually think it's a good thing. I'm anti-big bank here. So I'm anti-big bank, and I'm for the anonymity that Bitcoin provides. But at a certain point, do I think one coin is going to go up to 100,000? No, I don't. I don't know enough about it, though. Maybe I'm wrong. But I also think that people are having very emotional reactions to this, and that people have emotional predictions. Of course, they want it to go up to 100,000 because that's going to help their businesses and all this stuff succeed. But is it a plausible number for it to reach? I don't think it is. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Who knows? All right, I'm going to go ahead and take another 50 off. I'm just holding a little sliver of this position now. I was able to make a nice little $30 win on Uber. Break even on the day now.
Those slivers.
Yeah. And hey, I'm not talking about people that are day trading it, man. I'm talking about people that are bullish, long term. And again, I think that the history of the chart is a little bit too young to really, know how to trade it like that. And I think everybody kind of sprouted up because, again, they're either selling a course on it or they're selling whatever for Bitcoin and crypto. But I think the history of the chart is too young, and I think that's going to cause, that's going to cause traders to be overly bullish in it to a certain extent as well. And like I said, I'm prefacing this with, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know enough about it. And so if what I'm saying makes you upset, like I said, people are too emotional about it, man. If what I'm saying makes you upset, even though I'm prefacing it with, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, just opinion from the outside, don't really know. If what I'm saying it makes you upset, you might want to be introspective and think about why it makes you upset. Because again, I don't really know here. I'm just speculating, pure speculation from somebody that doesn't trade Bitcoin, But sometimes those are the most objective eyes regardless. But all right, so I'm only holding 25 shares of Uber. I've effectively rebounded on the day, and I'm about break even. I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down in just a second, team. Going to hold Uber here, see if it can keep flushing down. Mitch, you're going to set a stop loss and just kind of come back to it. If you guys want to see how Mitch and I do, I'm going to post this link here, and you can kind of follow along with us after the stream. If you guys want to see, we typically post our trade log and all that stuff in our Discord. And so if you want to follow along with how we do after the stream, I'll post this link, and you can join our public Discord channel and watch how we do. But yeah, I'm going to start my system trading.
All right, traders, you guys stick around. I'll be here tomorrow, guys, like every day. And you guys keep working on your system, all right?
Yeah, team. So have a good day, guys. Like I said, join our public Discord if you want to follow along. We'll kind of break down how we do. I'm going to start my system trading pretty soon here, see if we can end well into the profits today. Like I said, if you want to use our platform and all that stuff, go check out TradeNet and TAFS. Like I said, this base package here is $3.99. Fourth, at $3.99, you get a trading course, access to their chat room, a demo account to trade with, and then you get to apply, and almost everyone is approved for the funded account. The funded account has $14,000 in buying power to trade with no PDT rule. You can day trade and short stocks. Commissions are very cheap, 0.006 cents per share, so very, very cheap. You can actually short stocks, and it's just a very cheap way to day trade and short with no PDT rule. It operates like a prop firm, so there's a 70-30 split, and so if you make $1,000 in net profit, they keep $300, you keep $700, but it's only taken out of the profits you make, and there is a $700 max loss, but you're paying $3.99 for that package, and your max loss is $700, and so the risk reward is solid in that regard as well. It's a great way to help support our channel. We do make a commission if you sign up through us, and so maybe we're biased in that regard. But if you want to check them out, here's the link. You can use the same platform as us. There's the link in the chat. Like I said, make sure to go check out Trade Ideas. Their winter test drive is coming up as well. And you can try out Trade Ideas for a week. And I'll post that link here as well. And so there's the link for the winter test drive. And also, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every single weekday morning on YouTube. We're not experts or gurus here. We just day trade live. And so if you want to watch us again, make sure to hit that subscribe button, click the bell. I know we grew by like over 30 subs today. And so shout out to all our new subs. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow. Have a good day, team. We'll see you all a little bit later. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And yeah, we'll see you all a little bit later, team. Later, guys.